Minister, I want to ask you for an update on the N24 bypass and indeed new link, very important link between Limerick and Waterford, huge impacts on industry and business and the life of people in the towns and villages along the route, as well as people obtaining planning permission for any different developments. And the ongoing delays, and could you give us an update, please?
Thank you very much, Deputy. Approximately €411 million of Exchequer capital funds have been provided for national roads through TII to local authorities in 2024. These allocations were announced by the Department of Transport and TII on the 22nd of February earlier this year. With regard to the N24 Care to Limerick Junction scheme, I am pleased to confirm that €650,000 was allocated to this project in 2024, which will enable it to progress through the design and environmental evaluation phase. This will enable the preparation of a preliminary business case for the scheme, which will then be brought to Government for a decision at Approval Gate 1 of the infrastructure guidelines. TII has indicated that it may be possible to submit this business case before the end of this year. This project will enhance regional accessibility and improve connectivity between Limerick and Waterford. It will also provide the opportunity to provide better connectivity with public transport through direct access to the train stations in Clare and Limerick Junction. It's also important to point out that it includes a bypass at Tipperary Town, which will improve the quality of life for residents in line with Government's Town Centre First policy and promote compact growth, which is a national strategic outcome under the National Planning Framework. The other project mentioned by the Deputy, the N24 Waterford to Care project, was not among the projects identified as part of the initial 2024 allocations. However, a commitment has been made to fund the project to the end of the options selection phase, which will allow for the selection of a preferred route. And in this regard, TII has made funding available to complete that process. I can assure the Deputy that the project remains part of the National Development Plan and will be considered for funding in future years.
Well, Margaret, Minister, I do welcome the additional funding that gave us that lifeline to keep the Waterford, to care to Waterford in the design stage at least. But I'm very shocked and taken aback by the reply that a business case has to be made. I mean, the business case is long since made for this roadway, albeit whether motorway or dual carriageway or whatever. But we badly need, as I said, the bypass for Tipp Town, and I've talked to you umpteen times about it, and you've given commitments and you wanted to do it because Tipp Town has to be allowed to live. But to think that we're going to have to make a business case to the TI again about this major infrastructural project that is so necessary to the region, that's so necessary at a national level also, connectivity, as I said, from Port and Fines down to Rosslare, and this is part of the route. And I think that anyone would be mentioned in a business case for that. Obviously, it has to be. I know that ideologically you're not in favour of motorways and new roads, but look, life has to go on. People have to live. Business has to flourish. And we're being handicapped and we're being hands tied behind our back and blindfolded with this inferior road. And not to mention the fatalities that occurred on it last year and are projected to unfortunately, to happen again because of the state of the road.
I am very much in favour of this road and this project, particularly the section bypassing Tipperary Town, which I think will advance faster than any other elements of the project. We want to get the through traffic out of Tipperary Town straight away. I think the member meeting representatives local Chamber of Commerce, some 30% of local shop fronts not in operation because, in main part, because you've got so many trucks going through the centre of the town. So no, I want to see this built. I think this is good news today in terms of, as I said here, it will be coming to Government for a decision this year, and you have to go through the public spending code. Applies to all projects, all governments, all government departments. You have to, under our public spending code, go through various decision gates, but the most significant one is when the business case is presented to Government, as it will be in this case this year, and then you can go into seek planning permission and then go to construction, subject to all the other gates being passed through. So I think this will be a significant milestone when it does go to Government, which will be this year, and I think for the residents, particularly of Tipperary Town, that should be good news.
Yes, indeed, good news, Minister. I hope you'll still be in Cabinet when it comes to business, it comes to government later on in the year. And I take you at your word that you are interested in having the bypass of Tipp town, because it's just the life is choked out of it with the trucks and traffic that shouldn't be going through the town. People will be able to breathe and work and live again in peace if that is bypassed. So I'm imploring you to ensure that you hold on to that portfolio and that you do live up to your word, because you have given many commitments about the bypass of Tipperary town at the Relief Road. And as I said, we want to hold you to that, and we appreciate your efforts there. So hopefully the business case will be an exceptional one, and that it will get through all these gates, because for too long the gates have been closed in Tipperary town. And by gates I mean a permanent blockade of trucks bumper to bumper, tailed through the town. And as I said, stopping all life. Surveys have been done about the pollution and about the noise and everything else, and it's not fair to the residents of Tipp town, or the business people, or the people who want to come and visit Tipp town on the hinterland. So I'm hoping that you'll be in Cabinet and ensure this will be a shunt along the road in memory of your ancestors, all from Tipperary. Thank you.
Margaret, Ara.
Yeah, absolutely. And those ancestors helped on that first Coney coach route from Clonmel rather to Limerick, which would have gone through Banshee, or Tipp town didn't go through Banshee, went further south. But so yes, in honour of those ancestors, I look forward to seeing this happen.